I'm writing this because I've decided I'm running and I don't really rate my chances. I want someone to know what I've done and why I did it. I want everyone to know what the woman in Dive Bar can do. Gavin was the one who directed me to Dive Bar. He's a small-time dealer and a sometimes thug and probably other stuff. He's a friend, but I don't ask too many questions. When I found out what my sister's husband was doing, Gavin was the one I turned to. I get that maybe Gavin's coming across as a bad guy in this, and maybe I'm not coming across so great for hanging out with him, but you have to understand that my sister's husband was worse than either of us. And he had ways of stopping her from leaving. Gavin gave me the bar's address along with a time and a contact. A woman called Alice in the corner booth. If I could describe the woman to you and save you all from ever meeting her, I would. But the truth is that she doesn't always have to look the same. At the start, she was movie star, pretty. But by the end, half her face was falling off into ruin. Smiling though. Always smiling. I told her that I needed this guy to disappear, and she just nodded at me and said it'd be 10 grand. I don't have that kind of money, and I told her as much. So she asked for 10 fingernails. And when I flinched at that one, she laughed and said she'd do it for 10 words. It seems like the most harmless one, right? Just write a word down in her little notebook, at the same time and place, every week till I'm done. I wrote down the first word, but when I looked down at it, it looked wrong. It didn't look like a word at all. Alice laughed at my confusion and smiled like a shark. She told me to look on my kitchen counter when I got home, and for some reason I felt a rising sense of panic. At home, there was a strange object sitting on my kitchen counter. I knew that I'd used it many times, but I couldn't remember what it was for. Anytime I could notice a single feature about it, its size, its texture, its color. The last feature slipped from my head. If I turned away from it, then the only thing I knew about it was that this kitchen object was there. I wanted to back out of Alice's deal then and there, but I didn't. Couldn't. The other options still didn't seem great to me. And doing nothing at all would be far worse. All subsequent words were posted out to me a few days before I was due to write them. I think she wanted me to dread it more, to make me aware of what I'd be losing. At least if she did want that, then she was fucking successful. I don't know what the second word was, but I know I tried to refuse it. I said I'd find the money instead. Or that I'd remove my fingernails and pay Alice that way. But even as I offered these alternatives, Alice shook her head and said that was not the deal we'd made. I wrote down her damned word. That doesn't quite get us to here, but it's maybe close enough. I have lost a type of affection to that bitch. A feeling I can neither remember nor describe. One lost word means that my brother will no longer speak to me, and I don't know why. Others are just objects I am likely to often, as far as I can tell. Her way of messing with me. I paid her 9 words, and so I only have one left, but I can't do it. I barged into Dive Bar and tore my fingernails off then and there to pay her off. You can use your teeth if you smash the fingertips first, but she said that the only payment she wanted was that word. This isn't a great warning, I guess. Not enough detail. But I'm scared of what she'll do when she realizes I've refused her. And I guess I want someone to understand why I've gone and done something that's almost certainly going to have gotten me killed. Not that I understand it all myself. I mean, I've given Alice so many of my words already. So why can't I bring myself to give her the word hate?